You have probably noticed this before: someone looks at you, quickly looks away, and then keeps stealing looks over and over again. But they never come to you, never say a word, not even a smile. So what does that actually mean? This kind of behavior is not random. And once you understand it, it will completely change how you read people. Think about it: have you ever caught someone staring at you and instantly started overthinking? You begin wondering, do they like me? Are they judging me? Did I do something wrong? It is a brief moment, but your mind turns it into a full narrative. Here's what most people miss: when someone keeps looking at you but doesn't speak, it is a strong silent signal. It shows there is something going on internally: interest, curiosity, or awareness, but at the same time, there is also hesitation holding them back. The first reason is probably the one you are already considering: attraction mixed with hesitation. Someone might genuinely like you, but not in a bold, cinematic way where they confidently walk up and confess. Real life is far less polished. It is uncertain, awkward, and full of second-guessing. When a person feels attracted to you, their focus naturally keeps returning to you. You stand out to them, becoming more noticeable than everyone else around. That's why their eyes keep drifting back in your direction. But here is the twist: the stronger the attraction, the stronger the fear that comes with it. Suddenly, there is something at stake. Rejection feels more intimidating, and the risk of embarrassment becomes real. Their minds start racing: what if I get ignored? What if I say something weird? What if I mess this up? Instead of taking action, they hesitate. They choose the safer option, watching from a distance. Think about it: have you ever liked someone but avoided approaching them? That same dynamic could be at play here. So when someone keeps looking at you without saying anything, it might not mean they are not interested, it could mean the opposite. But attraction is not always the reason. Sometimes, you simply stand out. Maybe it is the way you carry yourself, a quiet confidence, or a unique sense of style. Maybe you don't try too hard, and that alone makes you noticeable. People are naturally attracted to what feels different, not always because they like it, but because they can't quite figure it out. And when something isn't easily understood, the mind tries to make sense of it. So instead of engaging, they watch. Who is this person? Why do they seem different? You become something they are curious about, a kind of puzzle they keep trying to piece together just by watching. The important thing to remember is that curiosity doesn't always lead to action. It often just leads to more looking. They may keep watching you from afar without ever feeling the need, or courage, to start a conversation. Now, here's the less comfortable truth: not every stare is positive. Sometimes, it comes from judgment. People naturally assess others; it is part of how we navigate social situations. The moment you walk into a room, others are subconsciously sizing things up: who appears confident, who seems unsure, who stands out, and who blends in. So if someone keeps glancing at you, they might simply be placing you somewhere in their mental hierarchy. Are you above them? Below them? On the same level? Here is the interesting part: this kind of evaluation happens silently. No words are needed. They look, they form an opinion, and then they move on. But here is something worth reflecting on: why does their silent judgment carry so much weight for you? Let's take it a step further. Sometimes, the reason they don't approach is not hesitation alone, it is because they are expecting you to make the first move. This quiet standoff happens more often than people admit. Two people notice each other, feel some level of interest, maybe even curiosity, but both hold back. Each one thinks, why should I go first? If they're interested, they'll come to me. I don't want to look desperate. And because of that shared mindset, nothing happens. Just passing glances, brief eye contact, opportunities that slip away, and eventually, regret. It is surprising how many meaningful connections never begin, not due to a lack of interest but a lack of initiative. Both people leave assuming the other wasn't interested, when in reality, they both were. There is also a deeper factor at play: social anxiety. Confidence on the outside doesn't always reflect what's happening internally. Someone might appear calm, even self-assured, but inside they are dealing with racing thoughts, tension, and fear. You might notice them looking at you, but not the internal struggle. They may want to speak, yet their mind interrupts with doubts. What if I say something wrong? What if I get rejected? What if people notice? That inner resistance keeps them silent. Looking becomes their safest form of interaction, no risk, no embarrassment, just a distant connection. It is worth considering how many people may have wanted to talk to you at some point but never found the courage to do so. There is also another angle, one you might not expect. Sometimes it's not about appearance at all but the energy you give off. The way you carry yourself, how comfortable you look without trying to impress, can draw attention. Some people naturally project a quiet confidence. They don't seek validation, yet others notice them anyway. And that kind of presence can create a mix of attraction and intimidation. It can make others feel like there is a gap, that you're out of reach or uninterested, so they hold back, even if they're attracted to you. So instead of coming over, they keep their distance and watch, because stepping closer feels uncertain, while staying back feels safe. Think about this: has anyone ever said you seem difficult to approach? If they have, this might explain it. But here's the important part: staring by itself doesn't really mean anything definite. It is only a hint, a possibility, not a clear intention. Someone can look at you repeatedly, and you can feel a certain way about it, even imagine what it could mean, but if no one takes action, nothing actually happens. It all remains in the realm of what if, which is where most people get stuck. People tend to overthink these moments. They assign meaning, replay it in their minds, and build entire stories, yet never take a step forward. So the real question becomes, what will you do about it? You actually have more control here than you might think. You can stay quiet and keep wondering, or you can change the situation yourself. And it doesn't require anything dramatic, no perfect words or big gestures. Sometimes all it takes is a small move, a brief smile, a simple, "Hey," or holding eye contact just a moment longer. That alone can turn a silent exchange into something real. Confidence isn't about being fearless, it is about acting even when you feel nervous. The people who seem naturally confident still experience doubt and hesitation, they just choose not to let it stop them. So the next time someone looks at you, looks away, and then looks again, don't jump to conclusions. It could mean attraction, curiosity, judgment, fear, or a mix of all of them. Human behavior is layered, and silence often carries multiple meanings. What matters most is this: opportunities rarely wait around for those who hesitate forever. They favor those willing to take small chances, to step forward, to break the silence even when it feels uncomfortable. Because sometimes, that person who keeps glancing your way is simply waiting, for a sign, a moment, a reason. And you might be the one who provides it. So instead of only asking, "Why are they staring at me?" ask yourself, "What am I going to do next?" In the end, the biggest opportunities don't announce themselves loudly. They show up quietly, in brief looks, subtle moments, and small windows most people overlook. The ones who notice and act are the ones who turn those moments into something meaningful.